everyone, the Walking Virus here. Last week I talked to you about some of the better distractions from the main objectives that some games have provided, but this week it's time to talk about the other side of the coin. The side content's so monotonous and pace-breaking that you wish they had never crafted them in the first place. That's right, today we're talking about the 5 worst minigames. Number 5, Chocobo Race, Final Fantasy X. The Final Fantasy series has always had plenty of minigames to provide a little relief from the main game, but the Chocobo Race in this game is enough to drive anyone mad. In order to receive the ultimate weapons in the game, the players are tasked with completing various minigame challenges throughout the world. And while most of these are tedious and time-consuming, none of them get anywhere close to the sheer mind-numbing frustration that the Chocobo Race instills. Its combination of poor controls and randomized obstacles with a necessity to get perfect timing turned what could have been a simple and enjoyable side quest into a complete slog. How many of you spent the time to get through these races? I sadly have a few times. Number 4, Speechcraft, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Usually the Elder Scrolls games have plenty of ways to keep players entertained and enjoying the massive world, but this portion of Oblivion felt like the ultimate pace breaker. This minigame had players trying to increase the attitude of the mini people of Oblivion by having the players select the largest slice of pie for good reactions and the smallest piece of pie for the negative one. If this sounds simple or very strange, it's because it was on both accounts. It also felt entirely unnecessary and left players wondering why it was mandatory in the game. Number 3, Gummy Ships, Kingdom Hearts. Usually games would have travel between areas be either on foot or occur through a loading screen. Apparently Kingdom Hearts thought it should be more of a chore. These 4 segments of the game felt tedious and sometimes seemed far too random to be enjoyable, causing the flow of the game to come to a screeching halt. At least they improved it in the second game, I suppose. Number 2, Challenge Arenas, Darksiders. One would think that a game that had players taking control of a Horseman of the Apocalypse would keep things grand in scale with fast-paced combat. And for the most part it did, with the exception of the Challenge Arenas. These forced challenge fights initially don't feel so bad until you have to run around a decent area finding the gates to all the challenge areas. This wall of challenge arenas has been proven dull enough to turn away players from the game that had been enjoying it until then. Luckily they got rid of the forced challenges in Darksiders 2, so at least they learned. Number 1, Rextro's Games, Yooka-Laylee. Playtonic's recent flagship title is a very polarizing title. It seems you either love the game or hate it, but one thing appears to remain constant. Everyone seems to hate Rextro's Arcade, and I don't blame them. Almost every single minigame this character has the players play feels like very terrible renditions of extremely old arcade games, with varying degrees of enjoyment ranging from completely frustrated disgust to bland indifference. I still have no idea how anyone at Playtonics thought these were a good idea, but who am I to judge? But what do you think? Think there was a minigame that should have made the list? Feel free to let us know down in the comments below, and if you liked this video and want more awesome content delivered to your face, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons and join our fancy Discord. And as always, keep gaming.